Alright guys, let's do this. Let's go in game. As we have to the top left-hand side, our pink Zerg player from Gamer's Origin. He is Stephano. He's going to be playing all of his matches first here on stream, so he's going to be the first 3 matches of the day. As to the bottom right-hand side, our orange Zerg player is Romantic Gaming's Denver. So, getting into this first game of the day, it's ZvZ, and this is a round-robin group. All matches are played best of 3, and that does mean that we're going to be getting in towards all of these, a lot of games. I'm looking forward to it. We start with the ZvZ, we get that out of the way, the mirror matchup of the day, boom, gone. And then ZVP comes in next, which is the Stephano vs Petit Drogo. Then we jump into DeMuslim's games. We're going to be doing DeMuslim against Stephano as the 3rd match. I think that's going to be awesome. Then we do DeMuslim versus Denver, a couple of TVZs in a row, DeMuslim versus Drogo, and Denver Drogo to wrap up the day. So that's our plan, that's our match order, and that's what we're going to be enjoying for the next few hours here on the channel. So, thank you so much for joining us, thank you so much for sitting through a little bit of nonsense at the start of the stream, just as we got players ready and videos done. Obviously, I hope you all understand that I don't just do that to literally delay the games because I think I'm being funny. I appreciate all of you just like, who the fuck is this guy? And you're on the verge of turning me off before the StarCraft comes on. But sometimes we have to wait for the players to video and all that sort of thing, so sometimes we have to, you know, go through some discussions. What can I say? Anyways, we get set up and we get into this first game of the day. Some Zerg versus Zerg, Stephano versus Denver. 2 players who I kind of feel are, obviously they're both French. They've got that sort of similarity, but I feel as though lately they're kind of a similar sort of level. Maybe Stephano a bit above Denver. Denver's really been competing well, though. He's been doing very well in a lot of qualifiers. He's been doing very well in the WardiTV events. I really feel Denver's at the sort of level where he can compete massively in this group. So I'm very excited to see how this will go. As we do just see Stephano here and Denver both mirroring each other for now. Couple of link speeds starting up on each side of the map. So far as expected. Not gonna lie, did not expect the pause. That is a little bit unexpected, a little bit out of nowhere. So we'll get that sorted out hopefully in a moment or two for Denver. But Denver's been having some FPS issues, so we might have a little bit of a delay here. 3, 2, 1, resume, and we get back into this. WTF, didn't get an email notification of Wardy going live. We've been live for the last 6 hours already, buddy, so very possible you maybe got the email notification 6 hours ago, and you've just turned into us still being live. This event just started, but we did another event already today, the Kung Fu Cup. Weekly number 2, $500 on the line. Fantastic games. If you didn't catch it, watch the VOD or catch it when it goes up on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WardiTV. Definitely worth checking out. It was some really great games. We had players such as Zest, Special, Stats play today, Bunny, Impact. It was a really stacked bracket. Really awesome set of games. Lots and lots of fun. So, a feeling's going to nibble away on the 3rd base, and we are going to just be seeing those feelings of Denver moving off over to the side. Lings coming in here from Stephano, and having a little bit of a nibble on those Lings of Denver as they continue to pull back behind the mineral line and jumping back on here. Good micro from Stephano. He's going to win this fight quite convincingly towards the end. He loses 1 Zergling, but, I mean, obviously, if you look at the units lost, 3 to 1, it's pretty effective. Ling speed finishes at the exact same time for both players here as we continue through. Wardy, can you tell us who banned which map? I cannot, because they videoed in private message. It can tell you that this map pick was Stephano's, though. The 2nd map pick will be Denver's, and the 3rd map pick will be the one that's left over. Evolution Chamber on both sides of the map as well. We haven't really seen much aggression. Both players kind of laying low on the Ling Bane. You know, just kind of mostly just drawing it up. A couple defensive Banes here and there, but neither player morphing in Banes across the map, being too aggressive or anything like that. Just, you know, defense, drones, building up in towards the triple hatch, and just getting ready to probably just go into a +1 missile upgrade into a lair, roaches, and just get ready for a real roach-based mid-game. Rather than, you know, the kind of Ling Bane nonsense, which sometimes, you know, these guys do sometimes get hung up on a little bit, you know. You kind of play a bit of Ling Bane, you go back and forth, boom, 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 pow, pow, pow. And we are going to be seeing those Lings of Stephano Now coming across the map, I mean, obviously you want to try and do a little bit of your lings that are on the map until you're ready to go in towards the roaches. And you do want to try and scout a little bit, which is exactly what he does here. Sees the lair, for example, sees the roach roaring. He gets a really good scout. Evo Chamber 2. The one thing you'll notice is that Evo wouldn't have been upgraded just yet when he ran by, which is a little weird. I don't think it's actually anything influential from Denver. I straight up just think his +1 is later than Stephano's. But it can be, you know, if Stephano reads too much into it, he'd be like, huh, are you trying to, like, go mutas but make it look like you've got roaches or just defensive roaches, etc.? You know, there's a couple questions you can ask. It, you know, wouldn't be the first time you've seen something like that either, as we do see the roach speed starting on the roach run as well. Stephano on a later lair, but I mean, that's the thing as well, right? He saw the lair coming up sooner than his own, so you could also just be like, okay, well, that's where your 100 gas is, rather than being in your +1 missile attack. So at the end of the day, I think I'm probably just making up scenarios in which Stephano gets caught off guard, and it's a little bit ridiculous, but, you know, you got to take all possibilities into account and think about what he could be thinking of. I mean, the reality is the most likely one is, you know, his lair was a little bit later than his opponent's. So that does mean he won't have roach speed for as long. Or as soon, and if he doesn't have roach speed, it's very difficult for him to be aggressive. So Denver definitely with the more aggressive opportunity with the speed, and when he has roach speed, he's going to have his +1. He'll be a little bit behind. You'll have maybe like 10 to 15 seconds of roach speed and +1 finished, while Stephano doesn't have roach speed. Is that enough to really get something done to justify being aggressive? I don't really think so, but we'll see what he tries for here, as we are going to see him. He is making a few more roaches. You know, Stephano made that extra round of drones. He's up at 61 compared to Denver at 54. So Denver has that little bit of a roach kind of boom right now in numbers, but as he hits the supply block, I think that turns away all idea of really being able to be aggressive, right? I mean, can you really justify attacking now when you've not been able to make roaches for the last couple of seconds? Well, he's going to drone behind this, so that's kind of okay. He's still going to go across the map and see what he can do. I mean, as the aggressor, you can create opportunities. If suddenly he finds a way to kind of cancel a hatchery, then back away, perfect. With roach speed, he can back away, and that's what's important here. Faster lair means he can back away if he doesn't like the fight. For now, he trades out just a little bit. Stephano repositioning slightly. His own roach speed coming in, though. Ooh, Denver really commits onto this hatch, gets the cancel. Stephano gets a few roaches in return, however. Now Stephano with his own roach speed could be looking to counter. Stephano, remember, as he hits +2, will be in an upgrade lead. Now that's not done for another minute and a half or so, if I'm not mistaken. How long is that? About another minute and 15 seconds now that I've had the time to check it and look at it and convey my thoughts to you. But the idea is that, you know, it's going to be a while until that's done. So even if Stephano started to attack now, his upgrade advantage wouldn't be there for a little while longer. And Stephano's doing something that Stephano loves to do. I've actually casted quite a bit of Stephano in recent times. He's played a lot of Go for SE2 events. I feel like I've just seen a ZvZ all over the place. In the qualifiers of this tournament even, for example. And you can see it already here. The tunneling claws coming up at the moment. And the burrow upgrade as well. He loves to do this. Every single game he plays the burrowed roaches. And even if he has maybe a potential +2 time where if he just spammed out roaches he could get something done, I think he would almost always prefer to go into the burrowed roaches and to try and harass his way around the game. Now we'll see how well prepared Denver is for Stephano, because again, this is something which I think you can assume almost every game from Stephano, and so I almost feel as though it's worth just kind of morphing in your overseers preemptively. Set them up to the left-hand side of the map, set them up to the right-hand side of the map. Just get them on the map already, so you're not going to let these burrowed roaches catch you off guard. Stephano backs away for the moment as his burrow is coming through, counter-attacking to the full face. He's lost this once, had to rebuild it. Wasn't completely finished, but he loses the queen this time around, will defend and deflect. And Stephano, now it's time for him to start burrowing those roaches, start getting them across the map, and seeing what he can find. Where did he actually burrow? Oh, he's burrowed just a handful of roaches here. This Overlord keeps dodging these corrosive biles. He's a bit of a sneaky Ovi, I have to say. Stephano will not really be able to take advantage of the +2 attack. 20-30 seconds until that's done now, so probably unlikely to finish. He does finally get this Overlord. That was the same Overlord, huh? Thought it was a bit further back. I guess it's because of the Overlord speed of Denver. As we do see Stephano trying to come up this ramp. He's about to have +1 carapace as well, so he's a full set of upgrades ahead for the next 10 seconds. But unfortunately, he won't be able to do much with it. These roaches over here do get caught, so already you can sort of see that Denver, pretty quick to respond, definitely wasn't completely unexpecting this. You know, this isn't like a, what? Roaches with burrow? How on earth? Why would you do this so early? He was expecting it to some extent. He was quick to respond. He was quite competent in his response as well. Completely shuts this down, really. A few of his roaches to the left side have to be a little bit cautious. Stephano still keeping that presence with the majority of his army on the left. Allows him to dive on units, and well, that's a really nice reinforcement pathway for Stephano. Goodbye to those roaches. And in general here, Stephano's tech is just a little bit further along. Lurkden about a minute ahead in production. Hive on the way up. That's not good though. He takes a fight over here where he is outnumbered because he's sending a lot of units around the right hand side as well. A couple more burrowed roaches coming in over here. And they're just sat underneath. And they just... Did they die? Oh, maybe they died. No, they're sat underneath. I can't see them quite because they're hidden by Denver's roaches, but they are there. And he cleans those up. Stephano will take down these rocks. He's still got roaches burrowed to the left hand side as well. Takes a 5th base too. He definitely has the map control. Can't deny that for Stephano. He has control of this map. He's keeping Denver pinned back while he sets up into his hive. That'll be an extra missile upgrade. And honestly, for quite a while as well, if you think about it, not even an attempt to go into hive yet from Denver. An infestation pit now. But that's a massive amount of time. Is that bugged out? Do Lurkdens always look like that? That's not right, is it? Am I being dumb? I don't think I've ever seen that in my life. I'm gonna look back at that in a moment. Is that what Lurkden looks like this building? No, surely not. Roaches are about to finish up. I'm sorry, I have to look at the Lurkden as it finishes here. These roaches are gonna get the base with the Lurkden. Is it gonna change? Oh my god, these roaches are doing a lot. They're gonna get the base. It changed. That was not normal. Right? I'm not going crazy. That's not normal. Is that a graphical glitch? I don't even know. It looks normal now, though. It is definitely a Lurkden, as you do see those roaches and lurkers. Set up on the left-hand side. Now, this Denver attack did take down this base, as we were getting confused by the very odd-looking Lurkden morphing in. And we are going to be seeing these roaches and ravages of Stephano coming down the right-hand side, having a little bit of a think about maybe poking on in towards this base over here. Roaches, ravages. 3 hydras, the lurkers here as well. He gets rid of 1 lurker right away, a 2nd lurker too. Stephano takes a very good start to this fight. In the meantime, he's got an attack over here, but the spines are just going to be way too strong. He'll not be able to push into that position. And we are going to be seeing the lurkers and ravages still trying to kind of come in and just clean up the rest of these units. Still trying to fight this. We're going to be seeing this Lurkden just kind of sat down on the ground. A couple of lurkers are burrowed in the ground. They are now going to go down though, so the lurker's falling. Stephano has 1 in the back, but I don't know if he can really kind of hold this position. It might just be worth bringing this lurker away. Does Corrosive bow down another overlord? And the rest of these units can't gather in the center. Apparently the Lurkden just looks like that now with the recent patch. Okay, well, I haven't seen a Lurkden in this patch yet, forgive me. I mean, the patch has only been out a day or two. I've didn't cast any ZvZ earlier today. I guess that's a bit of a blessing more than anything else. That was, that really confused me. It really did. Just before the next fight breaks out, what's up, Printer Hands with the 17-month resub? How you doing? Saying keep up the great work. Well, you keep on being awesome and subscribing, bro. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And let's see some love in the chat for 17 months from Printer Hands. Lots of 17-month resubs today, by the way. It's the second one of the day. We had a 16 months too. Some long resubs today, as you do see roaches and ravages, hydras as well, jumping in on those roaches from each side. Another lurker burrows. This is really nice. Just a few extra shots it gets off as those roaches continue to run beyond. A few drones were lost here from Denver. I'm not sure where exactly. I apologize, but it's a little bit hectic with all of these little roach run-bys happening. This is a really stellar ZvZ. I think this is my favorite kind of ZvZ, honestly, where the game is crazy, it's busy, it's hectic. There's roaches to the left, the right. Both players have run-bys going on. There's burrow, you know, for example, over here. And just watching the players kind of keep up with it all. You know, oh my god, an attack's coming down. Get some units there. You know, burn my drones, keep them alive. All of those, I think, are very influential. Adaptive talents finish for both players. The hive is now completed, by the way, so those lurkers do have their extra speed and burrow timing. We do see Stephano will be hitting the final missile upgrade just that little bit faster. Obviously, fights right now will go quite well for him, but does that actually trigger him into fights? He's actually getting his own Vipers now, something which Denver already has, albeit not with the energy just yet. Stephano's just about 30-40 seconds late on those compared to his opponent. Whether he needs them in the next video, so 40 seconds, is a different question. Maybe not. Maybe he's fine without them. But it does generally allow Denver to deal with lurkers a bit more easily for the foreseeable future. Try to catch some of these lurkers from Denver here out on the forward position, but didn't quite manage to. 4 lurkers over here. They're very vulnerable now because with the Vipers, abduct, and these are just going to die. Maybe even just a couple flying clouds. Either way, it's going to be dead lurkers. They're not protected by anything at all. At the same time, Denver doesn't need to prioritize them, right? Because they're not in an immediately aggressive position. They're just stopping Denver from moving out in the map in that sort of direction. Roach is going to burrow in from the right-hand side here as well. Stephano looking for more damage. As you all can see, That's kind of funny. He yonks the lurker as it dies. Well, meanwhile, these roaches, again, just not doing much. So many spine crawlers make this so difficult for Stephano to really execute here. Lurker's still just burrowed down on the low ground. A few of these roaches going to pop up into the main and natural, though. There's no spine crawlers here. Stephano will start to find some damage. He already had 12 workers killed off the last couple of attacks. He's going to get some more right now. Denver fall into a 14 worker deficit in this game at the moment. Those roaches in the main actually getting rid of just other roaches in the Hydra. I mean, still efficient trades, picking off 1 or 2 units at a time. Very, very effective. And as he burrows away, it just buys him time. Look how many units are chasing 3 or 4 roaches, as at the same time, an army pushes up this ramp. Suddenly, corrosive bars. Lurker has to reposition. The Viper gets hit by the bile. And I think Stephano's just going to jump on that. He has his lurkers to back this position up. And this hatchery is starting to go down, down, down. Roaches and Hydras, Ravagers too, coming from the right-hand side. Denver trying to respond, but he's being reset to 3 bases here, essentially. Losing this base off to the left. That is painful. But he is holding over here strong with the lurker count looking good. Stephano, where are his Vipers? We haven't really seen those come into play at all yet. They've just been consuming the natural, getting up to full health. Looks like he killed his own gas. That's a bit of a mistake, but we'll get through it, I'm sure. We'll survive. But yeah, if we run down this this gas right here, extractor finishes up. Definitely didn't mean to kill that the first time around. Some changeling just makes it a little bit annoying. Stephano, some APM to be spent to kind of clean that up. Actually uses it as an opportunity to maybe move forwards here for the rest of the army. The changelings are kind of blocking units from getting into position. It's a weird fight for Stephano, but the Vipers come in, they drop the blind clouds. I kind of feel like he's still outnumbered. He's just a couple of lurkers now forwards, but I feel like he really doesn't have a fighting army right here. Oh man, it's crazy that he was able to keep on fighting. I guess it's just the power of those lurkers in the background. Denver has to pull back again. I'm not sure what he's pulling back for. I think it's just 1 or 2 roaches still left over from previously. Still dealing just that little bit of extra damage over time. So we're seeing a few more lurkers morphing in here. And we are going to be seeing the army of Denver continue to come out towards the center and abduct on one of the lurkers and another and another. Multiple lurkers going to get picked off right now, so that's nicely done. Actually, look at that. A bunch of lurkers going down. Hydras here going to pick off another Hydra. The Overseer gets taken down as well. And we are still seeing Stephano not going to come down now into this position. We see this Roach and Stephano just poking and prodding at an infestation pit. Hydras keep on coming through, gets rid of these spine crawlers, and we are going to be seeing the last spine crawler here going down as well. Some more drones under fire. We see a lot of Hydras pushing up the left-hand side, and we are going to be seeing, well, this hatchery continue to take some shots as well. Lurkers continue to move on up, and they burrow just behind this mineral line. Oh, please be careful. This lurkers are low. That spine crawler's gonna, oh my god, just not poke it down to death. Well, Stephano's just fully base trading this. He's across the map. He's dealing damage. The hatcheries are disappearing. It looks as though Denver's decided to come back home to deal with this. Must be careful. Those Vipers doesn't want them too far forwards, otherwise the Hydras will just get to work. Targets down multiple Vipers already. Abducts come in. That's the last remaining energy, though, really. So these couple of lurkers that are left over, they're going to be able to get quite a little bit done. However, they get taken down by Brutalings helping out as well. Stephano's back in the way. Still this hero Roach. 8 kills in the main. Just sat around doing what he wants. And Stephano has won this out with just the war of attrition and just kind of keeping his bases alive, whereas Denver was not able to. And eventually Denver's army's just been chipped away at little by little. And while Stephano's been taking losses, he just has the bases to replenish those losses. He's just been staying so constant. You can see it over time. He's just slowly, over the last 5 minutes, taken down bases, denied income. And he's just slowly had that army supply of each player going down. I mean, that's just a big loss for both players here. And Stephano is definitely behind at points. But again, Stephano can keep on rebuilding. Eventually, he's going to win out those fights. And right now, let's be a little bit careful about pushing in. Lurkers are still very powerful. Never abduct forwards. Actually, abduct on both sides. Vipers going down even. But realistically, Stephano should just have a bit too much. Pushing in. The Hydras fall. Denver's on 40 supply. He doesn't have anything really left over. What's he got on the unit tab? 3 Hydras. He's not quite going to do it. GG. What a great start to our match. Nerva for the sub gift, guys. We're pushing towards 400 subscribers. I really believe in the next week or so. A week from now, I go away. I go on holiday for a few days with my mum because it's her birthday, so we're going to Switzerland for the weekend. I really believe this week we're going to stream pretty much every day, a day off here or there. I really think we can make the push to 400 subscribers again. It's been a little while. It's been a little while since we hit 400 subs. We've only hit it once before. I really think we can push for it. So if you enjoy the channel, If you're feeling good today, if you want to share some love, help us out, help us push towards 400 subs maybe, it does go towards supporting the content. The WardiTV weekly series is here because of subscribers. And we're actually going through a rough time because Match Reno are going to stop doing coupon codes, which is kind of half the price pool of WardiTV weeklies. So while I'm not sure they're going to be able to continue in the form they do now, I'm super interested in keeping them going in some way. And your support definitely does help us to keep this tournament series ongoing in the future. So you get replay packs, you get all the love, you get to spam emotes in the chat. Port will be slightly nicer to you if you want to spam and try and troll him a bit. But yeah, you can check that out if you would like. You don't have to, but just saying as a way to get this game started. It's a hatch gas pool apiece. A little bit of a slow start off as we do have to the bottom left hand side our pink Zerg player, Stephano. And to the top right hand side, our orange Zerg player from Romantic Gaming. This, my friends, is Denver. Down a game. Let's see if he can bounce back here in game 2 on Blackpink. His map pick now. Let's see what he can get up to. Let's see what he can do. Whew. I feel like I've just been yelling for the last kind of like 20 minutes without stopping. I don't know what it is, but when the music, it's actually quite sunny outside. When it's sunny outside, we have a good set of like music, you know, we have a good little musical intro on the stream. We had some fun, a bit of memes at the start of the stream as well. I feel good, guys. I hope you guys are feeling good as well. I hope you're feeling a little sunshiny day. Did I miss a sub? I feel like I've missed a sub. Wow. I'm terrible. 5D987, also with the 17-month resub. What happened 17 months ago? That's our third of the day. 5D987, thank you so much for the 17 months. Really appreciate it. Says ahoy, everyone. Sorry I missed it at the time. It was a pretty intense game. I just didn't have my dashboard maximum. I had it minimized, my dashboard, so I didn't quite see you there. I just saw it as I looked over. Apologies, man, but thanks for the 17 months. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Zurich is a really cool city. That's where I'm flying to. We're flying to Zurich. I'm going into the mountains and some other places for a few days. I don't know. It was my gift to my mum for her birthday / Mother's Day this year, so I was like, here, I bought us flights. You decide what you want to do. Tell me when we get there, and I'll just come along and take some pictures of the scenery. Sounds good to me, you know? Like, thumbs up, smiley face, like, you know, it's like, I gotta go to Switzerland, you get to plan it, everyone's happy, tick, 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 you know, all the boxes are ticked off. Super hype times. Alright, anyways, that's next weekend. If you're wondering where I am next weekend, I'm not here. I'm in Switzerland. Which is worth mentioning because I know sometimes you get like, wait, Wardy, where have you been? And the more I talk about it in the lead-up of going somewhere, the more easy it is for more of you to know, and hence you don't miss me as much. Well, you might miss me, but you at least know why you're missing me, you know? A few things jump on in on these first couple of lings here of Denver. So Stephano, nice little poke in, gets a ling or two. You know, I'm just going to be seeing couple of Banes. We didn't see much Ling Bane last time, honestly. This is a bit more aggressive out of Stephano, a bit more committed, but you can see the defense of Denver that he had in the last game. This time, he amps it up a bit. He saw these Lings coming across the map, so he made a few more of his own. I have to say, I kind of feel like Stephano's always a couple of workers ahead, until just now when he started Evo, Rotro, and Evo, Rotro, and Extractor. He was a couple of workers, 2 to 3 workers ahead, and I guess that reflected slightly in the economy here and there. It's very minor differences, I suppose. And as we see Denver taking a bit of a lead right now, Stephano is not starting up the round of drones. 450 minerals in the tank. Does deal a good amount of damage there. The Banelings, 2 Banes back to back are good. These Lings are actually dealing a little bit of damage though. Stephano losing some drones in Denver. Running away with the work account while Stephano already behind and obviously losing a couple of extra drones won't help. Needs to protect this queen. Does not want to have to replace that and he will get it away. Nicely saved. You guys have to come to Lucerne. I am going to Lucerne. We're going to Lucerne for a day. So we fly in and out of Zurich. So obviously going to spend a little while in Zurich. And then we're going into the mountains a bit. And we're going to Lucerne for a day. So that is what I'm doing next weekend. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that great? Someone says Zurich is great. Someone says I have to go to Lucerne. And those are like 2 of the places I'm going. Amazing. Magical. It's almost as though we pick good places to go. Crazy. Well, glad that you guys are very excited about it. As we do see a couple of Banes coming forwards, and well, a few Lings just splitting themselves off a little bit here. Going to see a couple of Lings from Denver going in towards the main base, and we will see them being picked off here. So Stephano just defending, stopping that further scout, I guess, but he's already scouted what's going on. Sees no lair. That's the most important thing right now. Stephano's way ahead in the +1, by the way. What's Denver doing? No Lair, no +1 upgrade. Even though he has an Evo, he's making a lot of Roach Link, some extra Banes. Does he think Stephano's being aggressive? I mean, Stephano is being aggressive, but Stephano's getting +1. But Stephano has less army supply pushing in. If he sees how many units Denver has, he might just pull back. Maybe Denver doesn't think Stephano's getting +1 with how aggressive he's being. So many units coming in. We'll see a couple of Banes going off, and we do see the Banes will do a lot to kind of splash onto the Roaches here. I think Stephano's going to get shut down, and he didn't take this fight with the +1 advantage, and that is one of the advantages he has now. As he backs away, these few Zerglings are annoying because they're the sort of things that are going to cause these Roaches to keep turning around and then him getting damaged by the Roaches of his opponent. How weird. What a strange scenario. Stephano, I mean, now Denver takes the +1 attack upgrade. He's ahead in army supply, but I feel with Defender's advantage and the +1, I actually feel like this is a holdable kind of position, although that said, Stephano doesn't have many Roaches. 10 of them in production, but he needs to get them all together at the same time. So, coming in, the Lynx fight. +1 is here now, but again, the Roach number just isn't quite here for Stephano at the moment. And, you know, have as many upgrades as you want. If you don't actually have the Roaches to use them, it doesn't quite work out. He is starting to make his way through this, but then some Balins finish up from Denver. Ling's reinforcements are starting to sneak on in towards this army. Stephano has to waste time splitting his units to make sure he minimizes Balin damage. That's the sort of scenario he's in right now in terms of how is he going to be able to hold this. Dodges that Balin with a few Zerglings. He has reinforcement here. Gets rid of the Ravager. Gets rid of a few more Roaches. Stephano's going to hang on in there, but boy, is he going to fall behind, I think, because he's down 15 workers now, and even if he's ahead a little bit on the +1, he hasn't started +2, so that upgrade kind of distance is getting narrower and narrower. And as the kind of difference becomes narrower, you know, it gives Denver the chance to just kind of, you know, Stephano has an advantage for less time in the game. He starts it now, and if Denver starts his +2 instantly, that really barely gives Stephano more than 20 seconds to make something happen with the +2. That said, Stephano's catching up in drones, but only because Denver's done with drone. He's making pure Roaches. I don't know if Denver's just going to go with it now that he has +1 of his own, make an attack here to come across the map and try and wrap this attack, you know, try and finish Stephano off already. A couple of Banes coming in the corner, and that's something Stephano will deal with pretty quickly here. He wasn't going to let those just finish up, so he kills those off before they finish. Nicely done. And we are going to be seeing the extra Roaches of Denver continue to come along to the left-hand side. Feels as though, you know, he obviously doesn't have road speed yet, but he does have the numbers advantage. Can he push on in? Are the numbers high enough to just create a fight on Stephano's side of the map, where Stephano's reinforcements are able to flood in so much more quickly, where Stephano will generally have the better positions? Roaches of Denver starting to move in towards the third base, and we do see +2 missile attack from Stephano. Halfway done. Obviously, nowhere near done in time for this fight. So let's see what happens. All the numbers going to be enough here from Denver. Jumping on this army. Wait for roach speed to make sure the fight was going to be nice for him. You know, you can, for the roach speed, you can position yourself well. You can reinforce a bit faster too. And that's all going to be important for him here in terms of defending. We are going to be seeing him. Oh, it's very close. Like, it's very even, it feels like. A couple more roaches starting to trail on in, and are they going to tip the scales in his favor? Maybe. Coming through, I mean, you can see a few more roaches of Stephano just on the low ground here, just trying to hang in there. Couple more roaches of Denver. They're gathering up together. He's really trying hard to bust through this, but Stephano is having none of it. He's saying, get out of my base. Get out of my side of the map, buddy. He defends this here, and down in army supply still, he definitely can't afford to go forwards. He needs to stay as close as possible to reinforcements. Ravages will make a difference. The corrosive bars, even if you dodge them, it's the time spent dodging them that you miss out on. You know, you miss out that time where you could have been attacking, and that's where the Ravager bars are going to be very effective here. A couple of bars coming down. Stephano in the concave again. The straight up Ravager DPS is pretty good as well. Coming forward here once more. Corrosive bars, you can see it splitting away. Stephano, he loses some damage output time, and this is maybe the momentum swing that Denver needed, pushing through, even though Stephano now has the +2 attack upgrade, and it looks as though Denver is going to be able to take game 2, tie us up in this series. What a ZvZ to start the day. A great series together to start, a great series together it's rolling. Roaches and Ravagers turn around once again, jumping on this army of Stephano, and those roaches just trickle on down. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. And let's keep on dying off here, as we're going to be seeing Stephano has not enough to hold on. He's even making Zerglings now in a bit of an act of desperation. GG, we're tied up 1-1 between Stephano and Denver. We all day. whether you like it or not. Guys, this third game is starting with aggression to the bottom right-hand side. The 13-12 from our pink Zerg player from Gamers Origin, Stephano. The top left-hand side, our orange Zerg player from Romantic Gaming is Denver. Can Stephano's aggression bring him victory in the series? These are best of threes, and we are going to be seeing more action coming in throughout the day. 5 more best of threes coming in throughout the day. And it's a round-robin group. Everyone plays everyone. Petit Drogo and the Muslim still to play. Petit Drogo will play Stephano next, then the Muslim versus Denver, the Muslim versus Petit Drogo, and Petit Drogo Denver to wrap up our day. In case you were wondering about our match order. We might change the last 2 matches around depending on if it has some sort of an effect on the group or not. If one match could maybe make the next match pointless, it obviously makes some sense to kind of swap things around just a little bit in that regard. Anyways, let's talk though about this 13-12. There's a few options when you go for this sort of build order, and the main option is: do you pull out of gas at 100 and take a hatchery behind a ling speed, or do you continue to mine gas and put down the Baneling nest? Well, I'll let your eyes do the talking for the information as to what Stephano chose. He's going to go for the pretty much full-on all-in version of this. The link speed into a hatchery can be kind of viewed more as a pressure play, something which you can, really kind of, come in with and, pressure, apply some, get some damage. You don't have to do masses of damage, you just have to kill a couple of drones, buy some time, delay a hatch maybe, and you can kind of macro out of it because you have a hatchery behind it. With the Banes, you don't have the hatchery, so you're really looking for some serious damage here as the dancing in and out from Denver doesn't do anything to slow down those Zerglings, which are continuing to work their way against this hatchery. Well, Lings are starting to pop out here. Interestingly enough, obviously, Stephano only has equal number of Lings right now because the Banelings are about to come on forwards, and that changes everything. Now this is going to be so heavily reliant on the micro, and that is not a good start there. There's the Ling speed too. Also makes it much more difficult for Denver to deal with all of this. The Lings just go up into the main base. 1 Baneling for all of the Zerglings. That's not a good start. Stephano's just going to continue onto the Spine Crawler now. Those Banes... they go in, they get the lava, and now he gets a couple of drones as well. This is starting to be a disaster. 5 workers down, Spinecrawler cancelled again. 2 more drones in the background of this. Stephano has done the economic damage necessary at the start, and he will have more Lings to follow up with. Because this is a continued attack, he gets the Queen, so he gets the inject, so more Lings come across. And yes, Denver will start to maybe be able to defend, but he is playing on a 4 worker deficit, but he has the hatchery. So Stephano's started to do some good damage. He needs a little bit more, it feels like. At least a hatchery kill here, I think. And he does have Ling speed to micro around with. And he does have a couple more Banes coming in as well. Nicely done on the first Baneling. Only costs him 1 Zerg, and the second Baneling goes down. These Banes can explode on the hatchery too. That's also damage that will count towards killing this off here. It's so low, and it goes down. Hatchery killed, and Stephano does what he needs to really kind of even out the one advantage, which is still maybe there for Denver. Gets the hatchery kill with the follow-up Zerglings. Coming across now, he's going to grab a drone on the low ground, which just pops. And just has to dodge away that Baneling. Wow, that drone's going to survive, isn't it? He might just dive it. 1 extra drone at this stage of the game is so worth a Zergling, and that's all it takes to take it down. Well, good attack from Stephano, and you can see now the difference is he is the one who has a hatchery building and on the way up. And not just is that ahead, but when you're talking about 16, 15 workers, 300 minerals is a lot of minerals to invest into. Denver hasn't even started to build his hatchery yet, so when he does that, he's going to fall further behind in terms of a worker count or a Ling count or something. He also doesn't have Ling speed. That's another 100 minerals, 100 gas he hasn't yet invested into. These are all things which help bring Stephano into a better and better position. Here's that 1 Bane chasing away the few of Stephano. He doesn't want to fight this really. He just wants to delay the low ground. If he takes the fight, it gives Denver the low ground that little bit quicker. He doesn't need to give the low ground up any more quickly. He's completely fine just doing this, slowly trading out, and again, just kind of keeping up the pressure with what he can. He actually makes 10 more Lings right now. Maybe feeling as though with the double hatchery of production, he has the production difference or advantage to be able to make something happen here. Hatchery does start up. There's a little bit of a shame. Banelings will not be enough to kind of blow that up right away here, so has to be a little bit cautious. We are going to be seeing this drone of Stephano for some reason came venturing across the lands. He's going to get sent back home. Reinforcing Lings. Stephano's still just adding some drones in as he goes right now. Evolution Chamber coming up on the main base as well. So Evolution Chamber coming up on the main, and we do just see a couple more Banelings beginning to morph, and we do have, well, a single Zerglin will go ahead of the rest to try and take down that Baneling. It goes down, so 1 Bane for Link so far. Stephano continuing the pressure here. He got a bit of an upper hand to get started, and now he's keeping this upper hand rolling for himself. He's moving through the Lings, coming in once again. The couple of Banes trying to see maybe just what they can do here. And we turn back around, and, well, in the end, Stephano still comes out this in a pretty good trade. Just trading out Banes for Banes is good enough when you're ahead by 5 workers. And again, 5 workers doesn't seem like a massive amount, but when you consider that, you know, the economy of Stephano is essentially, you know, 25% larger than the economy of Denver. You know, if you look at what Denver's economy has, you know, he's 5 drones behind, 21 to 26, huge percentage difference. And that is going to be Stephano now for Carapace upgrades. So he's going to continue playing Ling Bane. It's actually a really nice something you can do when you're already at a lead in a game to build Carapace in ZvZ, because it will affect Lings and Banes initially, and you can keep up the pressure of Ling Bane to take a 3rd base faster, keep on trading well, etc. But not only that, it also gives you an upgrade on the Roaches when you switch into Roaches eventually as well. So it keeps Stephano allows Stephano to keep on pressuring, and as he keeps on pressuring, he's going to be able to, he's going to be able to kind of just keep Denver in that kind of bit of a weaker position. Where in comparison, if he goes +1 missile and Roaches, it gives Denver time to perhaps be greedy, to perhaps get a 3rd base up, to perhaps start working his way back into this. Those couple of Lings already being a bit of a nuisance, kind of darting around all over the place. No drones lost just yet. Good defense in the end from Stephano. Just took him a little while to get on top of that. Now sat 33 to 29 workers. It's the army supply that's making the difference now. And again, with that Carapace upgrade coming through, you cannot imagine that Denver is going to be able to win a fight here unless he gets some absolutely miraculous Baneling hits. But even then, Baneling hits have to do more than just hit, because a Baneling hit against Carapace doesn't actually kill these Zerglings. It only gets them low. So you still need the Ling numbers to then win out a fight beyond that. So it's a tough situation for Denver. It's not going to be easy. These Lings are going to turn back around, try and go in towards the front. There is a wall-off here. It's a smart wall-off because of the Ling numbers of Stephano. He was looking to flood on through, but Stephano's like, okay, well, if you've walled off and you don't have a 3rd hatchery, how long are you going to wait until you have a 3rd hatchery, right? Like, it's something to keep in mind here. He might even just go for this. Is he just going to try and bust down the Evo Chamber? He wants to save his Banelings to use against Banes of his opponent. He's going to go for it. He's going to use the Banelings here, or the Lings to finish up. The Banes are ready. They come through. They pop down. Initially, just the Rootlings. And there's a couple of Lings left over still. Banes left over still. But again, it now takes 2 Bane shots to kill off a Zergling. So he actually soaks up 2 of them already. Blocks the Evo Chamber coming down again. Has to dodge away from the Banes. Gets 1 more, blocks the Evo Chamber. Oh, it comes back down, but he can probably get the kill on this once again now. Just takes a little bit more time. A few pokes of the Spinecrawler, but he gets the kill. Wasted minerals for Denver. Drone count going down once more. Extra Banes showing up. The Spinecrawler, well, that will actually just do... Well, those Banes will do nothing. The Spinecrawler will do just enough to be able to get rid of those. 7 drones down. Denver taking economic damage in a game where he cannot afford economic damage. Roach is popping out. Denver is getting +1 missile attack, so he is getting to the point where he will have Roaches with better Roach upgrades. Missile attack and Roach versus Roach is much more valuable than Carapace. But Stephano, with Roaches of his own coming across the map, he's going to play a Roach-Ling style. Roaches and Lings both have the Carapace, and it means the Lings will tank for the Roaches, and as the Lings tank for the Roaches, Stephano will take much better trades, not to mention he's just straight up ahead in army supply. Coming at the front, he's already working his way through the Roach Roaring. That is a must-not-lose building right now for Denver. How on earth are you going to build Roaches without a Roach Roaring? Spoiler alert, you don't. Here he goes. Stephano gets the surround. His numbers are absolutely devastating in comparison to Denver's as he keeps on fighting Denver. He does what he can. The drones pull in. And I mean, he's slowly and surely working his way through Stephano. But there's no more Roaches coming out from Denver because the Roach Roaring is still very much so dead here. That Spinecrawler's had a good few pokes. 19 kills Spinecrawler. It's had one hell of a game, that Spinecrawler. And actually right here, Stephano is going to get cleaned up for the moment. He is going to get pushed back, but you got to remember, all of this is being done off of a 3rd hatchery. All of this is being done with Stephano teching up behind this. Arguably, though, Denver too. +2 missile starts. Where's the Roach Roaring, though? He needs a new Roach Roaring. He started one at the front again, but either it didn't start to build or it got cancelled. Either way, he still needs that desperately. Stephano will take a moment here. He's actually got a few more of the roaches across the map. They are, but he's actually outnumbered and out-upgraded. Again, +1 missiles goes a lot further on roaches with the way the modifier works on damage output, etc. than it does, goes much further than the carapace upgrade goes. So it's much better to have roaches with +1 missiles than +1 carapace. The lings do offset that a little bit, because again, if the roaches have to fight a lot of lings and they have carapace, that can be very annoying. But at the same time, I think the main thing here in the future is going to be roaches. And right now, Stephano's making a ton of roaches. Denver's started Aspire. And things to point out here, Denver's actually just going to type out GG. I think he realized how many roaches Stephano has. I was about to say, because Denver started Aspire, he's building up, he started +2 already. That's all money which he's invested into things that are not currently roaches. There's no way he survives when Stephano hits roach speed and +1 attack. Like, what is